you've done this before, but basically this is called an exponent when there is a number and then a small number to the right of it like this. So this is called the base. This is the number. And then this is called your exponent. Do you remember learning this last year? You might have learned just a little teeny bit. Okay, so what this means is we're going to take the base and we're going to write it down. And then this exponent is going to tell you how many times you multiply the base by itself. So for this, we have 10 times 10, which is what?
100.
Okay, so in one of the examples, the problem is 5 times 10 to the second power. So first you figure out what this is, which we now know is 100. Then you multiply it by 5. So what would the answer be to that, Jacob?
So 10 times 5?
No. 10 to the second power times 5. We know that 10 to the second power is 10 times 10. We've already figured that out, right? Now we take that answer and we multiply it by 5.
So
what is 5 times 100?
500.
Yep. How about this one? 10 to the fourth power. So we're going to write our base out. Write this down with me, honey. 10 times 10 times 10. So what is 10 times 10?
Can I get a pencil?
Yes. It's 100 times 10 is 1,000 times another 10 is 10,000. So all of this together is 10,000, and then we have to multiply that by 9. So what is 9 times 10,000? 90,000. Okay, next one is 7 times 10 to the third power. So we're going to take this part and we're going to do 10 times 10 times 10. 10 times 10 is 100, times 10 is 1,000. So this part is 1,000, and then we multiply this by 7, which is 7,000. Now a lot of people do this, 10 times 3. It's not 10 times 3. It's this base times itself this many times. Okay, so that was one of the pages that you had. And then the next page is kind of similar to that, but it's a step more. So they're going to do something that looks like this. 2 times 9 in parentheses times 10 to the second power, or to the power of 2. Or squared is what it's called when it's a 2. So what this means is we have to figure out what this stands for. But first we have to do what's inside of the parentheses. So you are doing what's called order of operations. And that means that when you have a problem, you have to follow PEMDAS. And so,
Leanne?
yes.
What was number 2?
Got it? Okay, so PEMDAS means the P stands for parentheses. The E stands for exponents, which is what this is right here when it has a base and an exponent. The M stands for multiplication. The D stands for division. The A stands for addition. And the S stands for subtraction. This is called order of operations. And it tells us the order in which we do our math problem. So you know in 4th grade and 3rd grade, you would just do everything from left to right, like you read, right? Now we don't do that. We do parentheses first. So if the problem was like this, we would do the parentheses first, even though that's not the first thing. We have to pick out what the first thing is, which is parentheses. So we're going to do 2 times 8 is 18. And for order of operations, Jacob, we only do one thing per line. So we don't solve this and this. We rewrite this, and we only solve this thing right here. Now we go to the next line, and we say, all right, what's the next thing that I solve? And it is exponents. So what is 10 to the second power, Jacob?
20.
No, remember? I said some people think that's what you do, but it's not. It's 10 times itself this many times.
200.
Nope. 10 times itself this many times. So write it out like this, Jacob.
20.
No. It's 10 times itself this many times. So write it out like this, 10 times 10. It is not 10 times 2. It is not 10 times anything else. It's 10 times itself this many times. So what is it?
A 100.
100. So we're going to write 100 on this line times 18. What is 100 times 18?
1,800.
1,800. Yes, 1,800. Okay, let's try another one. 6 times 4 times 10 to the third power. So what would I do first if I was following this PEMDAS thing? Would I do this part first, or would I do this part first?
Wait, what?
Would I do this part first, or would I do this part first?
The second. No, wait.
Parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction.
The second one.
Which one is the parentheses?
6. 6 times 4.
Yeah, because that's in parentheses. So what is 6 times 4?
24.
Times, and then how do I figure this out?
Because 10 times itself, so it will be 100.
10 times itself this many times.
300.
No, honey, it's 10 times itself. Write it out like I do, like this, and then tell me the answer.
30.
No, honey. 10 times 10 times 10. What is 10 times 10?
100.
Times another 10.
200.
No, times 10, not times 2. If you need to, do this, honey.
1,002.
No.
300.
No, I want you to solve this like this. 100 times 10.
$1,000.
Yes. So let's go back to the exponent thing, because I don't think that you're getting it quite yet, which is totally understandable. This is not 10 times 2. It is not that. No, 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 no. It is 10 times 10. So if you had a base of 5 and a 2 for the exponent, it is not 5 times 2. It's 5 times itself this many times. Does that kind of make sense?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what is 5 squared, or 5 to the second power? Is it 5 times 2 or is it 5 times 5?
Times 5.
So what is 5 to the second power? What's the answer to that?
Five to the third power of 5.
No. 5 to the second power, what is the answer to that? So I wrote it out. I would write it out like this, like I did. What is the
5
answer?
to the second power of...
So what it means is 5 times 5.
Oh.
What is 5 times 5?
50... Wait. 35... 35.
Jacob, you can count on your fingers by 5s 5 times. You don't have to guess. You can count.
25.
Yes. What about 3 to the second power? Write out what that means. It does not mean 3 times 2, right? What does it mean?
Three times 3?
Yes, you got it. What does 3 times 3 equal?
9.
Yes, you got it. Hooray. How about 6 to the second power? Write out what it means first.
I wrote it out.
Okay, what does it mean?
6 times 6.
Yeah. And what is the answer to 6 times 6?
36.
Yes. So the answer to 6 squared is not 12. The answer to 3 squared is not 6. And the answer to 5 squared is not 10. It's 5 times 5, 3 times 3, 6 times 6. So what is 7 squared, or 7 to the second power?
7 times 7.
Yeah, and what is 7 times 7?
49.
Yes, you got it. So